Hey there, and thank you so much for watching. My name is Christiana, and my channel is Well Behaved Wallet, where I talk about mindset, motivation, and making or saving money. Today's video is another declutter with me in the kitchen. Today we'll be tackling the cabinets, and let me just show you what I'm working with over here. So the reason why I love to do these is because it gives me motivation on my journey, and it also helps me save money by using what I already have. And there are some spices back there, let me tell you, that haven't seen the light of day in close to 20 years. I mean, there are things from like Grand Union. There has been a Grand Union in this area for, again, many years. So this is super helpful and super important for my frugal journey because it allows me to make the best use of resources I already have and be able to put more money toward my future and saving for actively and designing that. So that's the plan for today. I'm going to be decluttering and taking you along for the journey. So my strategy is to work from one side to the other. So I still have dishes from dinner laying around here, so I'll be doing those first. But also it really helps me visually just to be able to see dirty to clean and to be able to watch that progression. So I take everything out of the cabinets and decide what I'm keeping and what I am throwing away, and then I put the things, wipe down the cabinets, and I put the things that I'm keeping in the cabinets as well. I put them back. So this is just going to be a quick sort through. I'm not going to be doing any heavy duty organizing at all. This is just an initial first pass. And then if there's time, I will tackle these cabinets over here where I keep like baking supplies and stuff. Got like a chopper. Some mugs and dishes are over here, as well as this is like, you can't see it, but there's a coffee station under there, and this is our oven and things, and that's already been gone through. So the reason why I feel kind of motivated to do this quickly is because I am under a self-imposed deadline. I want to have this done by the end of the summer. That's the plan anyway, which is about in, I want to say maybe 5 weeks. And it seems like far away now, but I know that free time is few and far between, so I'm trying to really jump on that while I have it. Yeah, and let the energy of being motivated just kind of like snowball in itself. So I know in the debt community there's a lot of emphasis on the debt snowball, but realize that that principle of the snowball effect really works in other areas as well. So this is my action to do what I can with what I have and make it work for me. So this is what I have, so let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so here I am getting started. I'm doing the dishes from dinner and trying to get them out of the way as I dive into clearing out the spices from the cabinet. I'm wearing my mask because I've got that horrible allergy to dust, and I am using like a Clorox Lysol wipes. Those were invaluable. I tried to use like cleaner on one of those rags and it just didn't work, and I found the Lysol wipes just cut through some of that old grease that had been sitting on the spices, which is disgusting, but hey, it worked. So that was a huge helpful tip. So here I'm just continuing on, pulling all the spices out, wiping them down, and then putting them into like a giant bag on the floor. The podcast that I'm listening to now is the podcast Cold, which is about it's one of those, again, investigative murder podcasts, which I'm really getting into. This is a recommendation from Lady in the Truck, and so far I'm really enjoying it. It's a little bit sensational. It's kind of like reading a tabloid, but hey, like it keeps me motivated and it keeps me moving and it kind of distracts me, but also keeps me on task. So it distracts my mind while keeping my body on task. I unearthed some really interesting things from the cabinet. Once more, like mementos from my mom's trips abroad. Here I am trying to wipe down the cabinets from all the garbage. That was a lot of fun. It was filthy. And here I sprayed like Fantastic, or like I don't even know if they still make Fantastic, like a cleaner, an antibacterial cleaner, and just let it sit. And then I took a paper towel to that and cleaned it all off, which worked pretty well. So now that I've got all the spices out, what am I doing? I'm probably, I don't know, taking a break. Sometimes I did that. So this whole project took about 3 hours. You'll hear me talking about that. And I just tried to stay really well hydrated and just plug through. Here I'm cleaning out spices that we keep in our Lazy Susan, and they are just kind of like they've been sitting there, and I really wanted to focus on things that I use every day. If they're going to be in my sightline every day, I really want them to be useful and something I want to have in my life. So that was my mode. I tried to use the vacuum cleaner to vacuum out the shelves. That didn't work too well, and I ended up again just using that cleaner and letting it sit, because there was years of grime just sitting on those shelves. They were filthy, so it felt really good to cut through and finally clean them out. So satisfying. So both frugally helpful and help to the mindset, because now whenever I walk by this corner, it feels fantastic. Like I can feel, just feels a lot more peaceful and energizing, and I feel like I think differently as well. So that is a huge benefit, huge added bonus. However, at this point, I'm only about a third of the way through. Well, let me say 2/3 of the way through, getting through that. So cleaning down is definitely the second portion. So this is me tired but wanting to show off my handiwork. I've cleaned down the cabinets. However, I still have to deal with the spices that are left over in the bags on the floor. Hey there! So the decluttering project for my spice cabinets is pretty much complete. I have wiped down, it's like really dirty. I've cleared out the cabinets entirely. They're entirely empty, which is a fabulous feeling. So it's pretty late. It's about 11:11 on a weeknight. I work tomorrow, and I'm sitting here thinking about my life, because I'll tell you what I was about to do, and I'll tell you what I'm deciding to do. So what I'm going to do instead. So this is can you see it? There we go. This is the giant bag of spices that I'm just going to sit down, that I emptied from the cabinets. And I was going to put them all back one by one, and the thought of that just exhausted me. So what I'm going to do instead is take out what I have used in the past year. I use cinnamon. I use this chili lime seasoning sometimes for like chicken. What else do I use? I use some of the baking spices, like the cloves, cumin. This is chili seasoning. So basically, instead of putting that all back, I'm only going to take out what I use, and then I'm going to take the rest, and I'm going to put it in, I call it like in limbo or in purgatory. I'm going to put it downstairs. Nutmeg. I use nutmeg for baking. And I'm going to say that if I'm thinking about buying spices, we have like 3 things of cloves. It's still super dirty and super dusty. Before I buy spices, I'll look through. I'm going to put them in this clear bag. Before I buy any spices, I'll look to see what we have already. If after a year I haven't reached for anything in here, I'm just going to throw them out. No guilt attached. Because I feel like I'm trying to maintain a lifestyle that I just don't have right now. Like I'm not making these big giant dinners that require tons of spices. So work with what you got, not what you think you got. So, or something you don't even want. Like I am content with the life I have, and I should live with that, not pretending I have. Anyway, something else. Salt. I use salt actually a lot. I love salt, which is good for so many things. These cute cardamom pods. I love that. There are some good things in here. This is a Bayou blackening seasoning, and I got another one when we were on vacation in Virginia Beach. This is a Scandinavian salmon rub, and I use this for everything. I put them on potatoes. I put them on, don't judge, I put them on like veggies, and it's like it tastes like potato chips, like delicious chips. So those are staying. But a lot of this is not even worth keeping. So I'm going to let it sit to see if there's anything that I might need. And then if I don't, out it goes. So that is my plan, rather than putting everything back or keeping things out of obligation or habit. That's a big one. I'm not going to keep things out of habit anymore. So habit and obligation, they're killers. Literally. So that is my plan. Okay, so the decluttering project is complete for tonight. It's about 11:40. I started at 9:30. Got a little bit of a later start tonight. Took me a while to get going. I'm at the tail end of the week and energy's in short supply, but I made it, which is great. So I will show you what I have so far, what I've done. So these are the spices that I kept, and I just opened this cabinet and it makes me happy because I like all of the spices I have here. So I have them organized by savory and then sweeter things. I have za'atar and saffron that my mom got on one of her last trips to Israel, and I have the 2 seasonings that we had from our trip to Virginia Beach, which I'm actually really liking because it's like, I never thought of spices as a souvenir because they go away, but that's also a good thing because you use them, you remember your trip, and then they're like gone. They don't add to your clutter, and you can also like use planning on using the little bowls or the glasses, jars. It's late, guys, sorry. Using the jars to do something fun with and kind of have that memento. So that is my spice cabinet, and then on this side I have salt and honey and stuff. I might put some coffee things in there once I go through the coffee corner, which stay tuned for that one. That's going to be fun. I also have here on the Lazy Susan, not a whole ton, just my apple cider. This is our blender, my apple cider vinegar spray, non-stick spray, and then salt, pepper, balsamic vinegar, and olive oil. So that is my decluttering project complete for tonight. I'm doing it in stages and it's working slowly but surely. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you'll keep watching. Bye.